At 2 a.m., the Rudra boys' hostel is a skeleton of rotting wood and stone, lashed by a relentless monsoon. Aman, Kabir, and Samir are pinned against the door of room 309, cornered by something inexplicable. Standing directly in front of them is the same student they watched plummet to his death from the terrace only 24 hours ago. He is physically impossible. His eyes are solid black, devoid of any white, and his neck sits at a jagged, broken angle that should have ended his life instantly. As he speaks with a voice that sounds like a dozen people whispering at once, the corridor lights begin to fail. They strobe violently before the entire wing is plunged into total darkness. When Samir clicks his flashlight back on, the floor is empty. As the beam travels upward, it reveals the boy suspended from the ceiling like an insect, black blood dripping from a jaw that has been torn wide open. The boys bolt down the hallway, but the hostel is rewriting its own geometry. Look at how the space responds to their movement. The faster they run, the more the corridor elongates, stretching the exit into an infinite distance. Reality has collapsed inside these walls. The boys are no longer running through a building. They are trapped in a physical loop that expands to keep them inside. They dive into room 306 as the door swings open to meet them. Inside, the temperature drops so low that their own breath begins to fog the air. The flashlight beam hits a chair in the center of the room. The hostel warden is sitting there, perfectly still, except his head is missing. In his lap, he grips a leather diary, whose pages are being turned by an invisible wind. The diary stops on the final page, where a single sentence is scrawled in wet blood. "Never open the door to room 309, or she will return." A high-pitched mocking laugh ripples through the room. From the furthest corner, a figure begins materializing. This is Ananya. Her face is a map of burn scars, and her feet are twisted completely backward, hinting at her violent death. Before they can react, the heavy door slams shut and the locks click into place. The decapitated warden and the presence of Ananya confirm the diary's warning. By opening the door they were told to avoid, the boys have stepped directly into the center of a 20-year-old haunting. Aman asks what she wants, and she answers with a single word: Badla, revenge. She's been waiting for someone to unlock the door and provide a target for her rage. A photograph falls from the diary, showing Ananya standing with her classmates in 2003. It's been 2 decades since she was a student here, but her spirit hasn't left the grounds. The room begins to bleed. Bloody handprints appear on every wall, and a thick black fluid suddenly starts to leak from the ceiling tiles, pooling around the boys' feet. Furniture and glass shards begin to lift off the floor, swirling around the room as Ananya's presence intensifies, turning the small space into a storm of debris. The room is no longer a shelter. It has become an inescapable cell, where the physical laws of the world have been replaced by Ananya's will. Amidst the chaos, a heavy, rusted iron key falls out of the warden's diary and slides across the floor toward Aman. The footprints only lead down toward the basement, where the real history of the hostel is buried. The basement is where the secrets are kept, and Ananya is already there, waiting. If you want to see what happens when they reach the bottom, make sure to like and subscribe before the next door opens. Once you're in the basement, there's no going back.